Today at Commander Replay, we check out this one creature Atla Palani deck and make sure that we hit Liege of the Tangle every time. Can opponents stop our 8/8 land creatures? Find out next on Commander Replay. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. And be sure to use the TCG affiliate player link, as it helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Welcome back, everyone. Playing some more Atla Palani, one creature Liege of the Tangle. Oh, this opening hand, I've been looking at it for a moment. Oh, I'm so not sure. It's got no ramp, it's got no real color fixing. The only thing we're really on is try to get the Godfair. I think it's a mulligan, as much as there's a Soul Ring in this hand. This one's slower, but it's got lands. Well, it's not amazing. It's not amazing. There's a K&T at the table, so that'll get us some card draws, so I think this will work based on that. So we'll keep this one even though it's not amazing and hope K&T finds us an extra card or two. There's a Vampire Tutor for opponent. So yes, we are playing Atla Palani, one creature Liege of the Tangle. The entire purpose of this deck is to sack one of our eggs, get our only creature, which is Liege of the Tangle, hit an opponent, and turn all of our lands into creatures. There's another land, probably could have did without that. Let's just play this one. Get the old shuffles just to make sure everything's cool. We can play a turn 1 Relic of Progenitus. We'll just get a Canopy Vista right here. So I've played this deck a couple times already, and, you know, it's interesting. It is pretty hard to actually do the whole Liege of the Tangle thing. It takes a lot of turns to do that, or you need, like, a multiple combat setup, and those are all things that are just hard to do early. But what is really interesting, the fact that there's one creature in this deck means you can run a ton of removal if you want to. So I haven't played a ton of Atla yet. I've played it, you know, just a handful of times. And, you know, because you don't need to run as many creatures in the deck, the fact that you can run less of them just means more deck slots for removal. And that's something that I might explore in paper a little bit. Probably not this build. Probably something a little stronger, kind of compete with the turn 6 decks of the world. But definitely an interesting concept when you don't have to run 20 creatures. So anyway, that brings us back to our turn. We draw a Waves of Aggression. Opponent did lay down an Arcane Signet, Arbor Elf in for the Ezuri. We'll just go ahead and get our boots right here. We'll take a look at what our opponents are playing. First up is Champion of Thune, piloting K&T. Always going to be some sort of probably group hug nonsense. Today's game is supposed to be a casual game. I've been having some trouble with that with people over the past couple days. I say casual, and they bring not casual. They bring, you know, you start seeing Razakeths and Necropotences, and there was definitely a Mimeoplasm yesterday that just went for like turn 3 Buried Alive into Galta and Woodfall Primus, and yeah, decidedly not casual, so if I sound salty about it, it's because I'm still salty about it. Anyway, Thought Vessel coming down for the K&T, Incubation Druid, and a bounce land for the Ezuri. But at the very least, this deck does have a lot of removal. So opponent lays down a Herald of the Pantheon and a Soul Diviner. Remove a counter from an artifact, creature, or land. Oh, what? I don't know. I know Chaotix has got something going on. He was talking about it earlier. We're going to see what he's got. And with that, that'll bring it back to our turn. There's a Spine Rock Knoll. Go ahead and play the Spine Rock Knoll. Get the old Hideaway. Ooh, Heliod's Intervention, not great. Terra Eternal. We'll go Terra Eternal. Don't like seeing both of our artifact enchantment removal pieces right there. It's not maybe not the most amazing, but Terra Eternal helpful for this deck in case someone wants to blow up the lands or creatures. Since if everything goes well, our land should be both creatures and lands. Guess we also have this Boros Charm for some protection as well. Drop down the Relic of Progenitus and pass like that. Anyway, continuing on our opponents. Next up, we have GVR piloting Ezuri Claw of Progress. Saw some of this deck yesterday. It's an Ezuri deck. I mean, creatures start coming into play, and he gets some counters, and things get huge quickly. I know that I've definitely lost to Ezuri in the past, especially once they get the one that, like, starts stealing stuff. I can't remember the name of it, but there's definitely one that steals things for the counters, so once that's into play, you're in trouble. But having the biggest creature in play is a very valuable tool that I think many people underrate, and Ezuri should give that to you, like, most of the time. Opponent's gonna send an Arbor Elf our way. Sure, getting there. Moving on from that, we've got Chaotix 2075 piloting Golos Tireless Pilgrim, and he's got something spicy for us today.
Oh, he did tell me what it is. I know what it is. It's going to be Saga Tribal. So I can't wait to see this build. Hopefully things stay nice and casual in this game and he gets some time to develop his board because I am very interested to see what Saga Tribal looks like. But that does explain the Herald of the Pantheon and the Soul Diviner right there. So could be pretty cool. And he's using Golos to do it. I'm not exactly sure why yet. I'm guessing either for the card draw or he has a specific land that helps with the process. I'm not sure which it is. Fires off a Idyllic Tutor and gets himself a Birth of Meletus. And yeah, Birth of Meletus. Search your library for a Plains card, reveal it, put it into your hand. Step 2 is make an 0/4 wall creature, and step 3 is gain 2 life. So I think he's just trying to get himself a land right here. And it does come in for just 1 mana because of the Herald of the Pantheon. Gains himself a life also. And before he passes, we'll make him exile a card from his graveyard using the old Relic of Progenitus. And Champion of Thune's going to crack a Myriad Landscape? Sure. He's a little awkward on colors right now. He's got the Nykthos and a Thought Vessel, which not making colored mana. Gets himself 2 forests. Ooh, that's a Sylvan Library. That's probably actually more important than our commander right now. So, also, we could do the thing where, like, if we could wait till 6 mana to try to get our commander. Yeah, so I think just play the forest right here, and we'll leave up Boros Charm in case anyone tries to blow up any of our stuff, but seems like a plan to me. Play the Sylvan Library, such a powerful card. And, you know, in this early part of the game where you just need to look at, like, 3 or 4 extra cards just to make sure you're hitting lands and you can find another piece of gas and get into your ramp and all that good stuff. The power of 3 to 4 extra cards early is, like, unbelievably strong. There's the Thaumatic Compass for Champion. That should fix his color problems. Can activate the old Compass. And assume he's getting himself a blue right here. Gets himself a white. Okay. Short on both, I guess. Makes sense. And he'll pass like that. Opponent can use the Arbor Elf to make some additional mana. Gonna adapt 3 on the Incubation Druid. So tap it to add 1 mana of any land you could produce. If it has a +1/+1 counter on it, add 3 mana of that type instead. Yeah, that does make some mana. Here comes a Champion of Lamholt. And that will trigger an experience counter for Ezuri. And they'll get the trigger at combat. Gonna put 1 counter on the Champion of Lamholt. Yeah, that'll be a problem pretty soon. Ezuri going into the K&T opponent. Chaotix gets the second ability from the Birth of Meletus and gets himself an 0/4 wall. Nice. Hex Parasite coming down. Remove up to X counters from target permanent. For each counter removed this way, it gets +1/+0. This is a thing that I've looked at in the past, you know, like years ago, as a way for black to remove planeswalkers, but planeswalker removal in black has gotten better over the years with Hero's Downfall and what's the Awaken one out of Battle for Zendikar or whatever that set was. So, you know, black has options for that now, but, you know, 6, 7, 8 years ago, much harder to get rid of a Planeswalker. It was basically that. The one that I used all the time was Vampire Hexmage. I just really like as a 2-drop in a black deck, especially back then where, you know, things were a bit less combo-y and it was just a nice creature and you throw, like, Nightmare Lash on there or something like that. And just a solid all-around creature. So we use the Relic of Progenitus, and Champ has to exile his Myriad Landscape from the graveyard. We get a Sylvan Library trigger. We see a Skull Clamp. Skull Clamp is a very good one. Take a look at the Sylvan Library. There's a Mana Crypt and a Cultivate. We're keeping all of them. Pay that life. Just throw it all in the dumpster. Down to 30. Play a land. Play a Mana Crypt. Maybe having like a blocker is not the worst idea. I think I'm on the let's have a blocker plan. Greaves on the Atla. Oh, we can do the thing this turn. I guess we're doing the thing. Problem is, I don't want to show it just yet. So if we do the thing this turn, then all of our lands are creatures and we don't really have protection for them. Whereas if we do it next turn, then let's get the Skull Clamp into play, by the way. If we do it next turn, then we'll have lands untapped, which is important. So I think that's what we're going to do instead. Because I really want to leave up the Boros Charm, because like any board wipe is a major problem. So, you know, when you're playing a glassy deck like this, playing smart is a good idea. Champ can activate the old Thaumatic Compass. Is this going to be Island and cast K&T? I see an Island. Nope, going to go for a Feyburrow Elder instead. Yeah, solid card. Does have the ability to make a lot of mana. It is also $50 cheaper than Bloom Tender, which is really nice. And its power and toughness can matter a little bit in combat, where Bloom Tender, that's not really going to be the case for you. You know, for 1 mana and $49 savings, I'm all about the Fabro Elder. Unfortunately, can't go in this deck because, yeah, we can only have 1 creature in this deck. Comes up Birds of Paradise for opponent. Another counter on the Ezuri. Also Champion of Lamholt. Yeah, Champion of Lamholt's going to get out of hand pretty quickly here. Do I have Nature's Will in this deck? I really feel like I need a Nature's Will right now. I do, in fact, have Nature's Will in the deck. Maybe needs a Feast and Famine also. Or Bear Umber or something. Oh, that's a Sower of Temptation. Well, we've got Boots, so it's not going to be anything of ours, but still bad. Ooh! Chaotix is going to Hex Parasite on the Champion of Lamholt. Nice. That's actually relevant. I mean, it's going to get more counters on it when we go to combat, but if you can keep it like to the point where you can still kind of block things, that is very helpful. Fabro Welder, it's probably the best bet. Maybe they have to take the Hex Parasite, because Hex Parasite can be annoying. The problem that you have to pay the X on Hex Parasite, if it was just like, I don't know, pay 2, remove the counters, that'd be a whole lot better, but paying X is a pretty mana-intense kind of thing to do every turn. You gotta really ramp like crazy or get into the late game, and right now we're on turn 5, so still pretty early. It's, you know, tough to commit that kind of mana to something that's not completely shutting your opponent down. It's like, alright, it hurts them a little, but it's, you know, they can recover, so Sower, Ezuri, and Champion of Lamholt all trigger. Yep, Sower on the Fabro Elder. And gonna pump up that Champion of Lamholt. Yep. Currently 3 experience counters. It's now a 5/5. Opponent can do some damage if they want to. Opponent gonna spread some damage around. Champ down to 33, Chaotix down to 29. I think I must have missed this. I think Chaotix must have removed counter from Birth of Meletus, so it keeps making 0/4 walls. That's pretty cute, actually. I like that. What's the last one do? You gain 2 life? Yeah, that one's not so exciting. There's a Mirage Mirror coming in for Chaotix. We're gonna make our egg token right here. And he's gonna Hex Parasite on the Birth of Meletus, yeah. Just keep making the 0/4 walls. I like that. I really like that. It's going to bring it back to our turn. Mana Crypt flip. Would like to win this in combination with Sylvan Library. That is a lot of life loss. Won the flip. That's an Austere command. That's exactly the one we need. Take a look at the Sylvan Library. Abundance and Sandworm conversions. So definitely keep the Austere command. Why? How come I should get one for free here? Why am I not getting one for free? Somehow it forced us into keeping the Sandworm conversions. I don't know why that was. Most of these have 3 CMC. Just trying to make sure I sequence this in the best way possible. If we draw with the egg... Okay, yeah, so I think we're going to go small creatures and enchantments. That'll make Ezuri survive. Maybe we just go all creatures. Sower of Temptation still in play. So play the land. Gonna destroy all creatures. So everything gets blown up. Atla Palani. Gonna get an egg trigger. It's a Liege of the Tangle. Put these Lightning Greaves on this Liege of the Tangle. Swing into GVR. His deck seems the most threatening because you can't really deal with the experience counters. Once they're there, and things get huge. So he can have a Liege of the Tangle hit. Liege of the Tangle will trigger. Choose any number of lands we control. Should have floated the mana first, I think. Use the ability. Activate this Spine Rock Knoll. Cast the Terra Eternal. And now our lands are indestructible. It's working. It's working. Past the turn. Things we need to watch out for are blue Mass Bounce and black Toxic Deluge type effects. Chaotix asking if all my eggs are in one basket. Literally one basket. Exactly one basket in this Liege of the Tangle. Here's an Austere command. All enchantments and creatures 3 or less. Oh no! They're no longer indestructible! No, what? Oh, what? How did that... Which one happens first? Oh, the enchantments happen first. Well, it's going to be a rough one from here. We probably could have just held the Boros Charm. Oh, it was going to be so good. It was going to be so good. Does this take mana to activate? Of course it takes mana to activate. Well, if we can find a forest, we can get a Cultivate and try to get back in the game. In the meantime, we can just hit things with Liege of the Tangle, which is probably going to have to happen. Terra Eternal not doing its job. I don't know, maybe the goal with this deck is to just, like, wait till a really long time into the game before doing that, because early in the game, people are still going to have all the removal. You get away from the point where someone else does something threatening and then plays the board wipe. We were a little bit a victim of turn order right there. Champ being after us, but before GVR. I mean, they were going to play that austere command anyway. So, just a little bit unlucky right there. Could have left up the Boros Charm also, I think, if we played our mana right. Actually, I don't know if we had enough white for all that. Maybe we didn't, but brings it back to our turn. Come on, Forest. Mana crypt flip on us. Tails won the flip. That's a Mosswart Bridge is close, right? Play the Mosswart Bridge, get a hideaway. Yeah, Kodama's Reach or True Conviction? Probably Kodama's Reach. But True Conviction's so good. Forgot to make someone exile something. Whoops. Champ can now have all these Liege of the Tangle triggers. I'm gonna skip this Liege of the Tangle trigger. We're not super well set up for it in this moment. Can we target opponent's lands? You control. Bummer. Here comes K&T into play. It's actually good. We need the card draw. Helm of the Host. 2 K&Ts? Well, not yet. Need to equip it next turn, but... Helm of the Host, scary card. Can do some things. K&T end step trigger. Surprisingly, Chaotix just went for a basic with the Golos, so maybe just in there for the card draw ability. Can't use a land with the K&T ability, so we just draw. Heroic Intervention, where was that? Well, we had the Boros Charm too, but we didn't have the mana colors for it. If we had the Heroic Intervention, I might leave up the mana for that, because, pretty important. Pretty important right there. Cold Eye Selkie. Goes to combat, puts 4 counters on the Cold Eye Selkie. It still doesn't have haste, though, so not able to attack. But it's a 5/5. I guess the one thing that doesn't make Ezuri crazy strong is the fact that there's not, easy double strike in Simic. You start putting, double strike and trample on these things, and you've got a real winner right there. They're going to do a ton of damage. Mirage Mirror is going to become a copy of something. Let's see what it targets. Target the Helm of the Host. Put it on Golos, get another land. Put it on Golos, get another land. Oh, the worst is that the Sylvan Library got blown up when all those enchantments went down. That's the one that can, get you out of a mess. Chaotix gets a Godless Shrine. He needs to get himself a Hall of Heliod's Generosity. Start getting his enchantments back. Staying put with the Goloses. Forgot to make people exile again. Brings back to our turn, Mana Crypt flip. Let's go, heads. Won the flip. Ooh, Island Walk, you say. There's an Aggravated Assault. Gonna be a while before that one's helpful. Let's play this Cultivate. Get a red and get a white. I think we just attack into K&T right here, although we can take a lot of damage on the backswing. Maybe we leave up the blocker. Yeah, I'm leaving up the blocker. It makes me so sad. Maybe we should have attacked, because now I think there's going to be so much toughness on board that I'm not going to be able to get the damage in anywhere. There's a Tristani and a Mana Crypt. Helm of the Host onto K&T, so at least we get 2 draws. But that's a lot of toughness for us to try and get through. Tristani is going to trigger, gain a bunch of life. This should hopefully draw the attention of Glenn, who's piloting the aggro deck. 2 K&T end step triggers. No land, so we draw a card. It's a land. That can get back the Sylvan Library. Yeah, I'd very much like to draw the Sylvan Library, so I think we're going to put the land into play right here. Oh, but we could draw a second land. Put the Hall of Heliod's into play. Stop on our upkeep. Oh, does that use up all of our mana? We'll need to draw another land somewhere. I'm gonna crack the Relic of Progenitus also. There's a Merry Leaf Pixie. Another experience counter. We could get back the Terra Eternal also at some point. It's gonna take a lot of mana to do all this, which is not a thing that we have, but we're actually back up to 6 mana. Believe it or not. We could cast Atla. It's not the best thing ever. We have the only creature in our decks. The only thing it does is feed tokens into the Skull Clamp. It's a 10/10 Island Walk over to K&T. Is it going to draw 10 cards? Yep, it's going to draw 10 cards. Oh, wait, he's got a Spires. Alright, I guess he's going to draw 10. Cool. Said he couldn't activate his Spires. I have no idea what happened, but... that puts Glenn up to 13 cards in hand. Seems bad. Seems bad. Yeah, maybe we should have went for the True Conviction, although, I don't know. True Conviction's good. We need to get the Sandworm Convergence into play. Still a little ways away from that, though. Probably 2 turns away. Here comes something big. It's a Bane of Progress. Well, activate this Relic of Progenitus. Cool, so that's mostly just going to hose us. We draw an Otherworldly Journey. Bane of Progress will happen. Ezuri will happen. Alright, we go back quite a bit on mana. Helm of the Host down. Bane of Progress is huge. Oh, now we can't Hall of Heliod's Generosity. Right. Alright then. That wasn't a great play. There's a Mirari's Wake for Chaotix. Yeah, that's a good card. And there's a Brago. Oh yeah, that would help him reset his sagas. Brings it back to our turn. Let's see what we draw. Could use a land. Is not a land, it's a Nissa. Yeah, Nissa's okay. Can't cast it, but maybe next turn, maybe someday. Gonna swing into Chaotix right here and animate our lands once again. Chaotix takes a hit for 8. We'll animate our lands. We've got 2 protection spells in hand. Might as well sit on those. Use the ability. Opponent's gonna populate with the Tristani. Makes it the 3rd K&T. Well, we get some card draw. Hopefully we get some lands. 2nd green source would be pretty good for the Kodama's Reach under there. Part of me is just wishing I went for the True Conviction, though, this moment. With all these 8/8s would be pretty good. Merit Liege's Slumber. When it or another snow permanent enters the battlefield, scry 1. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more snow permanents, sacrifice Merit Liege's Slumber. If you do, create a Merit Liege Legendary 2020 Black Avatar creature token with flying and indestructible. Oh my. Beginning of the upkeep. Okay, got a little time on that. Appears to be on 8 snow permanents. We can blink that Merit Liege token if we need to. I mean, you know, mana's super tight for us is a thing, but... Exploration for opponent. Okay, might be looking at more lands. Opponent taps their Spires. Oh, for a Seedborn Muse. That's why. That is why. Alright. Drawn surprisingly little removal this game. For the pretty reasonable amount that's in the deck. It's kind of surprising. We're going to get to look at a bunch of extra cards right here, though, with all the K and T triggers. Also, we should be able to fire off the Kodama's Reach at the end step. As long as something else doesn't happen that we need to respond to with Heroic Intervention. Oh, we need to find a green first. If we find a green, then we can do it. So, 3 K and T end step triggers. No lands for us. We draw. There's the Forest. Nice. Ooh, opponent also has a Mazavith. It's bad. It's gonna be hard to kill them. So we're gonna put a land into play. And, I mean, I'm thinking about going, like, Kodama's Reach and using that to, or using the last K&T trigger to get that land into play. I can't decide. I mean, we have a lot of cards. We really just need lands. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So activate the Mosswar Bridge. So we're going to cast the Kodama's Reach to get a... Not too many basics left. Another plains and a mountain. So if we draw a land right here... I think I'm going to take the draw right here. I've been thinking about it for a little while. I think I like the draw. It's another land. Well, that was a situation I was trying to avoid, but our land drops are set up for the next 2 turns, so that's good. Question is, what are we actually going to do on our turn? I guess it also depends on what we draw. I mean, if Seedborn Muse sticks, that's a thing that has to get dealt with, but these maze effects are also tricky. But we can put a lot of damage on opponent, and potentially GVR can put some damage on him too. Herald of Secrets. Creatures you control with +1/+1 counters can't be blocked. Wow. That's going to be some damage. A lot of things to do with this otherworldly journey. It only hits one thing. So these 2 can't be blocked. They can still be mazed, though. Rashmi Eternity's Crafter coming into play. Yep. Whenever you cast your first spell each turn, reveal the top card and do the thing. Cascade, essentially, I believe. Another experience counter. Zamek Guildmage. We're kind of into another board wipe situation. Would be ideal. And that's also why I was trying to take the draw right there. If we could especially find something like Blasphemous Act, one of the mana-efficient board wipes, that'd be good. Subterranean Tremors would even be reasonable. Wouldn't kill everything, but it would kill a few things. Maraleaf Pixie about to get large. Yep. It's an 11/11. So, Glenn gonna send 3 over to Chaotix. Chaotix been having a lot of trouble with his Magic Online right now, so things taking a long time. This is probably just to save him the pain of having to get kicked out and re-log in every 3 or 4 minutes. He's gonna Spires 1. Well, he... No, still won't survive unless he mazes the other. Gonna maze the other. Puts Chaotix down to 9. Tristani's gonna populate. Oh my, that's gonna get out of hand. Especially with 8 toughness creatures. See, ideally we could ultimate this Nissa, but that does take a second to do. It's going to take us 2 turns, and it's going to take us to, like, we're going to have to tap out this turn to do it, which is not great. Not great. We really need to be holding up all these things that we've got. There's a Demonic Tutor, so this like certainly has to be a board wipe. If we can fade a board wipe right here, and doesn't look like it can be Deluge, then we untap with a bunch of power in play and can hit some people really hard. Recast Golos. Activate Golos. Doesn't appear to be using the Demonic Tutor card. Hits 3 lands. Tristani gonna populate again. Brings it back to our turn. That was a long turn cycle. It's now turn 10. Draw, another land. 2 or more basics. We have 2 or more basics. Play the Cinderglade. We're gonna get so many draws and lands. Thinking Sandworm Convergence. Oh, nope, we don't have enough. Do not have enough for Sandworm Convergence. This gets us Nissa. Nissa doesn't do that much, though. I'm still gonna try it. Play Nissa. Plus Nissa. Untap the Mosswort Bridge. There's no real point to attack anywhere, I don't think. We'll have to discard to hand size. Opponent's gonna populate again, yep. All the K and T's. Guess just discard a land. We should probably run into a bunch more with all the K and T's. Opponent has a lot of mana. Gets 11 off of the Nykthos for a Sun Titan. Sun Titan can get back Mana Crypt, Thought Vessel. There are scarier things. Thought Vessel actually pretty good with all the K and T draw, though. So that's the thing. Tristani triggers. Here comes the Thought Vessel. Arcum's Astrolabe coming into play. Haven't counted, but I assume we're probably looking at Mirror Liege next turn. Opponent gets a draw card. Yeah, I mean, they've drawn so much that, like, they have to be on enough snow permanents for that. Here, ooh, that's a Tatiova. Cool. Tristani's gonna trigger. So, Champ's got a clear target on his back right now. Soul Gilded Lantern. Enters the battlefield. Exile target card from a graveyard. Each opponent exiles a graveyard. Draw a card. Okay. That's actually pretty crazy. Exile each opponent's graveyard. That is a thing that I need more of. Because Relic of Progenitus is not a card that I can really use. Opponent's going to exile or a Skull Clamp. Yeah, Skull Clamp's already done its thing. Opponent's going to draw a card with the Soul Gilded Lantern. Oh, you can only exile or draw a card. You can't do both. Yeah, that's fine. Gonna have to adopt that into some of my decks. Eternal Witness. What's this getting back? Helm of the Host, probably? Can't stop it. Tristani will trigger. Going for Helm of the Host. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 K and T triggers. Need to catch a couple lands in here. Let's start with a land. Draw one. We draw a land. Merit Liege gets to scry. Tatiova draws a card. Oh my, that's ridiculous. I'm gonna draw right here. Get an Altar of Dementia. Not helpful. So, if we made enough creatures, we could theoretically sacrifice all of our creatures to mill someone out. That's the thing to think about. Play the Misty Rainforest. Might be a way to alternate win. We're going to have to pay a lot of lands to do it. It works best if there's only one player. But we'll see what happens. I have to draw a card right here, no lands. We find a Flamekin Village. Flamekin Village does come in tapped, so I'm actually going to go... So I'm going to put the land into play right here, just because that one's a little slow. So Flamekin Village into play tapped. Champion Thune up to 73 life. His stuff untaps because of the Seedborn Muse. 11 cards in hand. GVR's got 14. Chaotix has got 10. We're at 7 because we've been trying to get lands back into play. Here's a Terastodon. Let's see what this targets. Probably got to be like... Well, I can't hit creatures. It's actually not amazing. Probably Exploration. Can hit lands, though. Ooh, can hit the Maze lands. That's important. Oh, that's an Edric Spymaster of Trest. It's going to be even more card draw. Luckily, they haven't found, like, Gaia's Cradle or anything like that yet. It's going to go Nykthos, Maze, and Spires. Nice. Is it Boros Charm? It's a Boros Charm. You know, we could theoretically Otherworld Journey the thing at some point. So Boros Charm down. Probably good to get that one out of the way, although I was hoping to get rid of those lands. If we could get like a Nature's Will. Well, if we have Nature's Will, then, you know, as long as we can hit someone, then Aggravated Assault. But I don't actually know that we can, like, go all the way with that. GVR going to combat. Let's see where everything goes. So he sends one to Chaotix, which might kill him. And a bunch over to Champ, 2 of which will get Maze. I think one... He'll have to either block one, take it. He can just at 73, he can just take it. So, yep, Maze on 1. Maze on the Selkie. Spires on the Bane of Progress. Cracks a Prismatic Vista. Scries 1, Tatiova triggers. Opponent cracks a Blighted Woodland, yeah. Merit Liege scries 2 more times. 2 more Tatiova triggers. Tristani to make another K&T. Edric will trigger twice. Chaotix goes down. Edric of Spymaster of Tress will trigger twice. Interesting situation right here. We could either Otherworldly Journey the Terastodon, or we could do it on the Seedborn Muse. Actually, no, opponent's stuff is still indestructible. Yeah, okay, opponent's stuff is still indestructible this turn, but we could still do it on the Seedborn Muse, which prevents all this stuff from untapping. I mean, it comes back, but there's also about to be a Merit Liege coming in. And it seems like a great way to get rid of that token, so I think I'm just going to hold it as much as I want to do it. Plus, we're going to get some draws. We're about to ultimate this Nissa. So, brings it back to our turn. We draw 3 visits. Finds a land. Another draw. Ultimate the Nissa. Crack a fetch. Get a Taiga. Draw a card off the Nissa. That's a Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, that's a good one. Crack this fetch. Get a Savannah. Draw another card. It's a Nature's Lore. So that's green. Basically going to be green to get another card draw. I say we try it. Get a Temple Garden untapped. High Market. Not what we were looking for, but play the High Market. Get another draw. It's a Hainware Battlements. Meh. So I mean, with all these K and T triggers, we should get so many draws that we should be able to get like a lot of lands into play and then a lot of additional draws. We're going to be looking at a good portion of our deck, I think. This brings it in untapped, so I guess probably play the 3 visits also. Let's get this Forest. A board wipe would also be helpful. It's a Subterranean Tremors. Oh, that's like the worst one. Oh, that is the worst one right now. Okay. I guess send some stuff over to Champ. So he's going to Maze on Liege of the Tangle. Yep, that one does have Trample. Spires on the Mountain. Yep. We have 45 power worth of mill currently. He's gonna block one with a K&T, block another with a K&T. Oh, he's gonna really block it up. Oh, he's trying to kill Liege of the Tangle. Wait, which one got mazed? I gotta go back and check the game log. Maze of Ith targeting Liege of the Tangle. Why is Liege of the Tangle still attacking? Oh, dealt 2 and dealt by. Okay. So it's not gonna take any damage. It should be fine right there. This one just okay. So we eat a couple K&Ts. Opponent stays at 71. Do we need Altar of Dementia yet? Don't think so. Ideally, at this point, I'm looking for like a Teferi's Protection or a Comeuppance. Because Glenn's board is also really threatening. And now there's a bunch less K&Ts in play. Let's play the Altar of Dementia. Just keep it in play. If anyone tries to get wild with draw, we can just start sacking stuff. We'll need to discard 2 cards. I just don't think Sandworm Convergence is going to happen at any point here. Tatiova is kind of also a problem. Seedborn probably a bigger problem, though. Oh, opponent's going to Heliod's Intervention on the Altar of Dementia. That was our win condition. I think we just let that go. I don't think that's worth a Boros Charm right here. Or is it? Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Boros Charm. It's going to be soft to the Merit Liege, though. At least for a moment. Oh, yeah, that was all of our white mana. Crap. Well, going to have to hope some K&Ts find us white mana. Need to discard a card. Sandworm. Yeah, Sandworm Convergence. Opponent's going to get that Merit Liege token. Tristani will trigger. Opponent has 4 K&Ts currently. There's a Sterling Grove. Yep. Sacrifice a Sterling Grove. Gets Teamer Ascendancy. This will give the Merit Liege haste. Mirror Gallery. The legend rule does not apply. Opponent's going to populate 5 times. Cool. This is probably going to do it. Let's see. Opponent has 5 draw triggers on the stack. That will put them down to 47. We have 45 worth of mill. Oh, that's so close. That's so close. We need to make another... We need them to draw 2 more cards. Oh, it's a may draw card. Oh, they're not drawing. Well, we need to survive to the end step. Stani's going to gain 1,000,000 life. And Glenn scoops it. Yeah, okay. There's a heroic intervention. Might as well mill him out. Somehow opponent's down to 12 cards in library. Did I miscount? I don't know what happened. It doesn't matter, though. Yeah, alright, so if our lands didn't get... Like, if Terra Eternal protects us from the austere command, then life is good. Then, you know, everything's fine right there. We didn't have the colors to both austere command and Boros Charm all in that same turn. Yeah, it was a little bit frustrating. Long game and just crazy value engine. We couldn't find any of our removal. Like, there's so much. Got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 board wipes plus 2 pieces of spot removal, you know, and I don't know how. Every single time a Seedborn Muse comes down, I just never have removal for it. I cannot figure that out. It's so unbelievably frustrating. But yeah, I gave it a good fight right there, but once we lost all the lands, it's tough to come back. We were getting there, but needed another turn, I think. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the game. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.